Okay, so I think this is working. Cool. This is my first time using Twitch and trying to live stream, so let's see how this goes. Let me try not to show any passwords or anything really important. Put these away. Hello, everyone. Okay, so first things first. Spectacle. There you go. Is this big enough for people to read? I don't even know how to see it. That's where you're answering people? Oh, okay, so people actually see it. Good. I can make it as big. Okay. If this is not big enough, we're gonna have an issue though. Okay, this should be big enough. Go to justforfunc. Source, GitHub, justforfunc. Make sure we have it up to date. Cool, so you can all see this, right? The guy you mistook for so... Hi, yeah, I remember you. The guy that didn't have the tattoo. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do today is actually part of preparation for my talk at GopherCon, which is about machine learning using Go and learning Go itself. But the first thing I'm trying to do is basically try to understand how TensorFlow works with Go. Apparently, and I'm saying apparently because I have not tested this yet, it is supposed to work correctly with even training. So it's not just like I can load a model that has been trained before, but I can train it myself. So what I'm going to try to do is, if you watch the previous episode on linear regression with gradient descent in pure Go without any framework or anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to modify that code by using TensorFlow instead of using any other framework or pure. Just gonna go full TensorFlow for all the linear regression part of things. This should be relatively easy. I think that the hardest part is going to be actually to set everything up so everything works correctly. First things first, I'm going to try to... I don't have Python? What? That's... I don't have Python 3. That's a pain. Brew, install Python 3. Is that a thing? Okay. I don't use this. This is my house computer, which I don't use that often. Can I do this? No. Oh. Wait, what is this complaining? Can create... I just did that though. I could use a container. Let's see. So if I do docker run, let's see. TensorFlow docker container. I know it exists because I actually got issues on it before. So TensorFlow, and let's run bin bash init --rm--it. Cool. Let's see if my Wi-Fi is fast. So let's try to run inside of a container. It should work, I guess. The only thing is everything's gonna be in Linux, which is probably for the best, to be honest. I guess I'll tweet about this. Going on now. This is kind of weird that I can see you people looking at me, but I have no idea whether you're actually watching or I just see 9 viewers. Live streaming is weird. Okay. Come on. Okay, cool. So if I do Python 3 now, should be able to do import TensorFlow as TF. No module name TensorFlow. That seems kind of weird. I guess that it's only for this. So TensorFlow only works in that. I actually don't care because I'm not going to be using one or the other. I'm actually going to be using Go, not Python. So this should be fine. Okay, so let's go and see Tensorflow Go. That's totally a thing. There you go. And installation. So for Linux. So this is already installed. What we need to do is, let's try to do this part directly. Oh, I'm gonna need to install Go. This is a pain. I'm actually going to install TensorFlow on my machine. Otherwise, I'm gonna just spend most of the time just doing TensorFlow things. So I don't need so Python import TensorFlow SDF. It's not there, which is fine. I'm gonna do the Pip Install. On Mac. So Pip Install. Pip Install. Do I have Pip? Which Pip? Pip not found. Yay. Okay, so which is install? Okay, we do have that one, so I guess I need to install. What other ways is there? Pip. Okay, so we need to first install pip and then install virtualenv. Seems unnecessary, to be honest. Because using the could not install packages due to an environment error. Permission denied on this. Sudo change on this. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Cool. So virtualenv is installed. And will this just work if I do pip install TensorFlow? Okay, that looks like that's working. As the first step is gonna be to get TensorFlow installed, and then we're gonna get Go installed on top of that TensorFlow, and hopefully everything will work. Is a conference perp, right? I have no idea what that means. Cannot install matplotlib requires nose, which is not installed, requires tornado, which is not installed. Can I numpy? Why don't you just install all of the things that I need then? This seems unnecessary. Maybe I just missed some of the steps. But I don't want to do that. I just want to literally install TensorFlow. Why is it so hard to install TensorFlow? I like to just do go get TensorFlow. Okay. requires nose, which is not installed, requires tornado, which is not installed. Pip install all dependencies. Is that a thing? Yeah, but which one is requirements for? Why is this so hard? Basically, yeah, I want to install the whole internet. I just want to install Tensorflow. Install Tensorflow with brew, homebrew. Is that a thing? Please be that a thing. That'd be nice. Brew? No. macOS, virtual env, native pip. Okay, native pip. That's the one I want, I think. Native pip, install Tensorflow. Native pip. Okay, this is the one I want to do actually. So pip was installed. Probably I want to install pip 3 for Python 3, which is the one I'm using, hopefully. Why is everything painful? So pip 3 is not a thing. Could not find suitable. Okay, so pip 3 doesn't exist. And pip install Tensorflow will still complain because it's missing things. Okay, so let's do install nose and tornado and numpy. And can I install operation not permitted? Oh my god, why is this so complicated? Cannot link. No, that's not the one I want to do. This one. And install. Permission denied. Already linked. So linked should Python 3. Oh my god, people. How is this so complicated? I literally just wanted to install Tensorflow on Mac. How is this? Oh, required packages. So we have a lot of Tensorflow binaries to PyPy, therefore you can install Tensorflow through pip. Prerequisite Python 2.7. That's good. Python 3 doesn't exist, but that's fine. So pip is installed. Pip-p says 2.7, Python 2.7. Okay. This is awful. I'm about to give up. Does anyone know what's going on? You don't have Python 3. Yeah, I know, but I thought that I could install Tensorflow with just Python 2, which according to this, supposed to be a thing. Sudo pip install. No, not even sudo. Like this should just work. But apparently it doesn't because it's missing extra packages. Tornado, matplotlib requires tornado, which is not installed. Okay, so let's try to install tornado. Okay, let's try to run Tensorflow again. And just like do that until it stops complaining, I guess. error-driven installation. Cannot uninstall Numpy. It is this utils. But why are you uninstalling Numpy? Pip install upgrade Numpy. Like maybe upgrade it to the latest version or something. Which files belong to it, which will lead to a partial install. And just uninstall -f, let's be mean. That's another thing. Uninstall. I really want you to remove it. Force? Nope. Oh my god, writing Python is like this every day. This has to be painful. Quiet, retries, timeout, cert. Okay. Does anyone... okay, so pip-v says this is Python 2.7. Okay, so maybe what I should do is just like give up and install sudo pip install upgrade, you say. You must give at least one requirement to install. Okay, so that's not so Tensorflow is not gonna cut it, because wait, what? How are you working? So I mean, I could use the container, but that's not... Oh wait, TensorFlow Go has a... Really? That's kind of cool. Where is this available though? Oh, that's not official, but let's actually try that. If that works, I'll be happy. So where is this push though? I guess it's not pushed anywhere. So let's do go get of that. And docker build -t TensorFlow Go dot. Always forget that dot. So that's going to install TensorFlow and Go directly. So let's see if that actually works. Okay, downloading Go. What version of Go is this installing? Golang version 1.8. That's pretty old. I might want to change that, but whatever. Let's see if it works first. Python is indeed painful, especially if you have not used it for a long time. Sudo not found. What? Okay, let's see the Docker file. So let me change this to 10.3, and sudo is not a thing because you're inside of Docker. So that's, you're already running under root. So that's why. And okay, so let's try it again. That is the part, yeah, that sudo tower that failed before. The pains of installing stuff. This is already installed on my machine. Maybe I should use my laptop instead, but I feel like this should not be that hard. Like, okay, computer checksum did not match. That is amazing. So what if I actually installed... I'm about to give up, but what if I run so on Ubuntu, installing it is easier or what? Oh, it also uses pip. Okay. So let's try this thing. Okay, so what if I simply do, so docker run it golang 1.11.1.10.3 bin shell. So this will give me something that has Go installed but running on Linux. And what I'm going to try to do is install TensorFlow there rather than trying to install it on Mac. I feel like my MacBook, well, not my MacBook, but my iMac has a weird configuration for Brew. It has many versions. My boyfriend also codes in this computer, so I don't want to mess up with that too much. Didn't know he used Python, but apparently he does, so I don't want to mess with that. Since pre-recorded? Yes. Totally professional. I'm amazingly good at failing to install random stuff. No, but for real, imagine if I was new to computers, like I would have given up a long time ago. I do not get why this is so hard. Okay, so now we have Go running, Go 1.13. So let's try to install here. So pip doesn't exist, which is fine. At the same time, justforfunc, I'm going to create 39. This is probably not gonna be the next episode, but whatever. 39 Tensorflow Go, and let's create a Dockerfile, and we're gonna be modifying it. So from Golang 1.10.3, and I'm gonna see how we make it to make it run here. Okay, so pip is not installed. Easy apt-get install get so for Ubuntu. Okay, so we need to install all of these things for. Do we have Python at all? Okay, and Python 3. Nope. Alright, so we have Python, so let's do it with this one here. That's not how this works. Okay. Again, there's no sudo because we're already root. apt-get update. Okay, so we're gonna do apt-get update and apt-get all of these, and we add -y to say just install it and don't ask questions. Okay, so that's where we are now. So now pip exists. Nope, it doesn't exist yet. Which pip doesn't exist? I thought it would have been installed by doing the previous. Oh, because I didn't run it. This basic shell instead of the fancy ZSH that I'm used to. Okay, cool. So now this is installing a bunch of different things for Python. I could have used Python 3 in this case, but whatever, we don't care. We just want to get TensorFlow installed, so then we can use TensorFlow Go on top of this, which is incredibly hard, apparently. Wow, there's 18 people. Hi everyone. I feel I had to install TensorFlow in a cluster where I didn't have sudo access and where the CUDA toolkit, Python and GC were utterly outdated. It was a nightmare. Sounds like lots of fun. Yeah, I'm happy I don't need to go through that. Okay, so now we have pip installed. So now I should be able to do pip install pip. Oh, that's to update pip, I guess. That's kind of cute. Okay, so we have pip 18, If not using Ubuntu setup tools, is installed to install pip. No, we already have pip, so we're good. Okay, so really I cannot just go directly into here. Use pip in your system environment. Okay, so pip. Cool, so let's try to run that. Accept that again. Cannot import name main. Pip install Tensorflow. Cannot import name main. So pip doesn't work. How is this possible? Okay, so use pip in your system environment. Install Python, pip, and virtual env. Okay, we didn't have virtual env yet, but we've done this. Choose one of the available TensorFlow packages for installation. TensorFlow, I don't want to use the GPU because we're on Docker and that's going to make it more complicated. But really, why don't you just work? Like pip install should do that. Oh my god. I hate pip, I had npm. Yeah, I've done that before. No npm for Go, thank you. I think I'll be fine just doing go get. Maybe the go get should somehow understand how TensorFlow Go works and be able to just install all of the things. That'd be sweet. It'd be hard to do, but once it works, it'd be super nice for everyone else. So if anyone has the time, please do that. We recommend using pip version 8.1. User bin pip. I'm almost sure this is not what pip is supposed to do. Pip-h. Pip is completely broken. I don't think that. Which pip? This is a local bin pip. Which pip? That is from today, right? Yeah. Date. Yeah, like 3 minutes ago. Where is this getting the time? Oh, probably. Yeah, okay. Cool. So nothing works. I'm gonna try to do is install your pip. Maybe that actually install pip correctly. Okay. So pip install TensorFlow, please. Okay, let's do it again. But let's try. So let's try with the version 4.3. Install -y. So if we run this on the container, I swear this should not be this painful. Or maybe I'm doing something incredibly wrong. Like, am I doing something very, very wrong? Oh, so you're saying this maybe... that'd be weird. That's the problem, but it does make sense. I'll try now. If it fails again, I will try to use the full path. So it's been 30 minutes of me trying to install TensorFlow, which I'm almost ashamed of this. Okay, so this install, I'm gonna move the mic because every single time this finishes, I don't get to see. Okay, so now we did the first step, which is this part here. So now pip is supposed to be installed. Pip. Now, if pip is not installed yet, that's fine. Now we're gonna install oh, pip3, right? Pip3 is installed. Which pip3? Pip3. Cool. Okay, so now let's try to install -u Tensorflow. Yay! Okay, that almost looks good. Let's see if it's able to actually install all of the things without complaining about you're missing something. Just install the missing things. Sometimes I get angry at machines. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. That is my neighbor's dog, Hudson, getting excited. Okay, so now I should be able to do Python 3, import TensorFlow as TF. Cool. Okay, and there's things. Cool. Okay, so we have TensorFlow installed. Yay! That's not what I wanted to do yet, though. So okay, so we're gonna run this that installs, and then run pip 3 install -u TensorFlow. Okay, and next, so I'm gonna call docker build -d gunpoint tensorflow -go dot. So we're gonna build that, and that way we'll have an image that then we can just start anytime and just do things because we have Go and the other thing. So now we should be able to simply do the go get. Okay, so go get TensorFlow Go. What are you doing? Maybe I should have done -v for verbose. I don't know if it's doing anything, or is this just slow? That's building the container that we'll use later. Okay. Go get -u that thing. Not what I wanted to do. Go get -v that thing. Oh, so it's actually cloning. Oh, the TensorFlow repo might be really big though, because it contains the support for all of the languages. I'm not really sure why it's just one single repo, but whatever. Okay, so that is almost ready. Live stream, yeah, but it's different ways. Live streaming goes up. Downloading TensorFlow goes down. Should work. Also, I use Comcast, so probably that's why. Okay. Okay. Wow, that took a long time. Okay, cannot find -l TensorFlow. Let's see if I missed. Oh, that looks like the things I should have done. Okay, so we should be able to download and extract TensorFlow C library. TensorFlow Go on CPU. Install TensorFlow on Linux. Isn't this the one we're doing? Oh no, but like now we need to do. Okay, so we're gonna do a CPU. Use a local. That's going to download. Why didn't you? Oh, I see. Curl L. I feel like that didn't copy paste correctly. Let me try again. Really? Okay, let's get this first. So that's gonna be Tensorflow, and the other one Goose. That's gonna be Linux, right? Yeah. So this should be curl-l, all of this thing, dash CPU dash Linux dash all of this. Cannot see. tf.tar.gz. Okay. So now we have this. We should be able to open it. tar-c Tensorflow lib. So tar-c Tensorflow lib -xz plus the file, of course, which is tf.tar.gz. I forgot those. Oh my god, how is everything so hard? Extract the file. Extract the file. If it's like this, I think, yeah, tf.tar.gz. Okay, so now we have new things. So lib. Cool. Now we have those libs, and TensorFlow lib is unnecessary and it's gonna delete it. So we need to do this part here in the Dockerfile. Curl-l, and then n tar xzf tar.gz. And so that is that part. Oh yeah, I should have moved it to, okay, so if we do user local, so tar.extract the file, tf.tar.gz -c user local, that will install under user local, user local include TensorFlow. Cool. And as TensorFlow C, really? That's okay. Oh, and also we should have under lib all the lib TensorFlows. Cool, so that looks good. So let's make sure we add that here. So -c user local, sorry. So that will install TensorFlow. Then the next step is that ld config. If you specify a system directory, use local then run. Okay, so and ld config. Other than, if you assign a target directory other than the system directory, then you must append the extraction directory. I did not do that, so that should be fine. And now it's when I'm able to run this, and it should work. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so it seems like TensorFlow is somehow working, and to make sure that this is actually the case, let's run the hello world for TensorFlow. So which go path? I don't think there's one, so that's gonna be go source github.com. Okay. Hello TensorFlow. Hello TensorFlow. Got main.go that thing. And go run main.go should do something. Success, I guess? Yeah, that's a warning. Your CPU supports instructions that this TensorFlow binary was not compiled to use. I do not care. Okay, but hello from TensorFlow 1.90, and that was actually done through TensorFlow. Success. Okay, so now we have a thing that works. So let's finish that part when we do go get TensorFlow Go. And also I kind of want to use a better thing then. Is there bash? Okay, so, oh yeah, much better. Okay, so bash is over there. So entry point is gonna be which bash, bin bash, bin bash. Cool. So let's compile this again. Dockerfile, go. Oh, that is missing thing there. Cool. So now basically what I just did is install TensorFlow on top of Go 1.10, the Docker image for Go 1.10, and now I'm redoing it again just to make sure that it's reproducible, and then I can just push that Docker container and anyone can use it if you want to. While that happens, let's check the chat. Maybe you should just install sudo to shut it up. I want to shut everything up. Nothing works, but that should be fine. Also, if it's 2 a.m., I mean, you could go to sleep, but I don't know. Like, I'm planning on going out later today, but first some TensorFlow coding. If you don't 100%, what are you waiting for? Okay, cool. So now we should be able to do what I wanted to do, which is docker run -v this as go source app. No, sorry, as I already forgot. Yeah, go source, that's where we put it. Go source app. And so there what I'm doing is mapping the current directory into inside of the Docker container. You'll see why in a minute. And then I'm going to start directly in go source app. And finally, campoy TensorFlow Go. Cool. The cool thing is that now I can do touch main.go, go to my editor, and if I'm able to actually use these things correctly, yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use VS Code that is already configured on my laptop, on my computer, on the host, rather than using it from inside the container. So if I do justforfunc 39, and I do VS Code here, I should be able to have here package main, func main, sure, update things, and println hello, and then go here inside of the container and do go run main.go and get hello. Cool. Vimgo is awesome, and you could also use Vimgo, but I would still recommend using Vimgo in the same way, because that way you can get all of your setups and like plugins and tools and everything is already on your computer. you don't need to install those inside of the container every single time. So that way we kind of get the best of two worlds, where we have on one side all of my native VS Code and Vim Go and whatever, but at the same time I'm able to run things inside of the container, to the point that actually, to make it look even cooler, I can do this here, docker run. So now the files on here, like this, inside of the container. So if I do go m goose, it will say this Linux. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is get the code that we had on episode 38, Tensorflow, no, 38, whatever, linreg vanilla, and copy everything to 39. And so our main.go, now this is the one that does all of these things. Let's try go run main.go. It's missing a bunch of things. We can do go get to install the dependencies. VS Code is too comfortable. Yeah, I like comfortable things. Okay. Okay, so now we do go run main.go. That runs a bunch of things, and then it generates out.png. Cool. So now what we want to do is, let me make this a little bit bigger even. But I still want to be able to see you all, so I'm going to put that there. That seems like a... Okay, so what I want to do is all of these read data and whatever, and I'm going to change anything. I'm just going to rewrite the linear regression. So we have the alpha and the x, y's, and everything. So let's see, linear regression. Actually, I shouldn't have deleted that quick. So linear regression, what we're going to do is computing the gradient and then using that gradient. But I feel like in here, so let's try to do first the compute cost. How do we compute the cost of the approximation of our line, the cost, so how far off the points it is? We want to do this, but instead of using it with like maths in here, we're gonna do it with TensorFlow maths. So let's try to do that. So first install, let's add TensorFlow. So TensorFlow Golang. Let's get that example that we had before. Import this, the one that I want. Okay, and what we need to do is construct a graph with an operation that produces a string constant. I think that the one we care about first is this one here. So I'm going to comment this out and start this here. Okay, so if error is not nil, return 0 and could not create new session. This is the error. This needs to return an error 2 now. Whoops. And that's going to fail somewhere. Oh, it doesn't fail anywhere yet because we're not using it. Because we're just using compute gradient. But let's do this one first and probably just add a test to make sure this actually still works. Cool. So could not create new TensorFlow session. Otherwise, we should have, so we need the x, y's, m, and c. M and c, actually, let me, linear, regression, TensorFlow, Python. I'm sure there's one that does exactly that, and we can just copy directly into what we want to do. Okay, so X and Y will be placeholders. So TF new, no, panic. That is because we're using a new version of Go. Go clear cache. That is Go. The auto completion thing for Go is Go code clear cache. This happens every single time there's a new version of Go code. We need to make sure that we recompile Go code. So which Go code? Let's see, what is the date? ls-la. Ooh, that's old. Okay, so that's definitely the problem. So we need to install the new one. So go get -u of that. That should install a new Go code, and then we want to do Go code drop cache, and hopefully I should be able to do panic. Why? Let me kill it and start again. Oh, from 39 actually. Oh, maybe because I didn't kill before. Drop cache. Okay, so let's try now. TF dot. Cool. Seems like that works. New line. TF dot. No, that's not auto-completion. Auto-completion is not working either. Today nothing works. Okay, whatever. Go doc of this thing. Oh, because we don't have that installed. What happens if we do go get of that in here without Linux, without TensorFlow? We'll probably complain, but at least it might get some auto-completion working. That's unnecessary. Try to get TensorFlow locally. Yeah, it's not that easy. It sounds like it should be easy. It's not. Oh my god, it is slow. But yeah, once we have TensorFlow, the code for TensorFlow Go inside of my the host, writing should be easier because I'll get the autocomplete and stuff. It didn't compile, but I'm fine with that because I think that it will still be able to do tf dot. Let's see. Okay, so that doesn't complain anymore. And now we should be able to do tf dot. No, it doesn't work, but whatever. Go doc. Okay, so we have session. How do you do a placeholder? Placeholder. Huh. Are there examples? Partial run. Placeholder. So that's a thing. So why didn't I find it placeholder? Is that a function? No. Where is this? How is this code even a thing? You tell me placeholder, but it's not defined anywhere. I have questions about this documentation. Placeholder up dot placeholder, and up is You need another package to represent the placeholders. Okay, so we need also that one. And then here we can do up.placeholder. And then we need to pass a scope, so we need to create a scope first. Scope, okay, so scope is up, new scope, S. The data type is gonna be, so this is gonna be X, which is a float 64 or 32, doesn't really matter. Let's say float 64. And then optionals, let's not pass any optional. So that's gonna return an output. Let's call this X. And then Y is gonna be the same. So X and Y, basically the same thing, but I don't know if that's correct or not, but let's run the Docker thing and try to build it. We're missing some stuff, that's fine. That should be quite quick. Damn, everything's slow today. I wonder if it's because of this. 26 people viewing. Hello everyone. Okay, so let's see. Compute cost. Yeah, compute cost is returning to things, so it's normal that doesn't work. But I was not aware of calling it anywhere. Oh, here. Okay, so cost error if error is not nil. Let's just log fatal. And then we're gonna print cost in there. And same thing here. Cost. Go get define graph. That's normal because we don't have it yet. New session. Okay, so we have the two placeholders, like in here, and then we need to create the model weights. And here we have weight and bias, which in our case is actually M and C. The main difference is that this is supposed to be multi-dimensional. We're doing it only at 2 dimensions, right? Like that's why we're able to represent it on a graph like this. There's only X and Y dimensions. So just gonna call them M and C. So Tensorflow graph input X and Y. Set model weights, and that's gonna be, so M, it's gonna be TF, so I'm gonna assume works the same way. Oh, you're gonna tell me that variables are defined somewhere else? That's very cute. So variable, let's see. Let's go to the documentation of that package. Go doc.org. Which, by the way, if you do the import path of anything and go doc.org right before, you'll get to the documentation, which is pretty nice. Oh my god, that's dense. Look at that. Whew. TensorFlow is complicated. Okay, so do we have a variable function here? Variable. Assign variable, read variable, variable shape. So, wait. So variable, let's see, wait. Let's see. TensorFlow is a Go binding to TensorFlow, but can I do training? Yeah, I don't want to do pre-train. I want to train my own thing. New tensor. I'd say that you can actually, yeah, you should be able to train things. At least it looks like it. Okay, so we have constants, we have add, output, session, but we don't have variables. I don't see, how do you do variables? Tensorflow, variable, scope, Golang. Ooh, understanding TensorFlow using Go. I want to do that. So yeah, it's similar to what we're doing. So creating the scope, creating the placeholders, that looks exactly what we were doing. And then, okay, new tensor. Not IDs, scoping, variable. There is really no difference between training and inference. They're both graph computations. Yeah, but variable nodes do not exist. So how do you do that? Assign variable. So according to this guy, you can do that. But I don't know if he's training anything. We're going to define two placeholders to fill a runtime. So this first will be a 2 tensor of integers, 2 1 tensor of integers. Okay. Placeholders. Okay, so that is A and X. And then you do a matrix. All right, so before we get into more complicated things, let's see if I can do, so up.add X and Y. And the scope is S. And that's gonna be our sum. And then, so scope returns a scope. Root.finalize. Okay, so product root is the scope, so you can do scope. Now we ask TensorFlow to build a graph from our definition. The concrete graph is created from the abstract graph we defined using the combination of scope and up. Cool, so we should be able to do s.finalize. That's gonna give us a graph and an error. If there is no nil, return 0 and could not finalize scope. Whatever that means, to be honest. And now you create the session with a graph, which is what we're doing here. New session. And then we should be able to do session.run. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, session.run. Okay, so you need a map of TensorFlow to TensorFlow. So what happens if we pass nothing there? The output I want to create is going to be so I want to compute sum and not operations or anything, and that's going to be results and error. If the error is not nil, return 0 and error F. Could not run model. Okay, and then for result range result for R range res, let's print result R.value. Okay, let's try. Go run main.go. And define TensorFlow. Line 158. Where do you do TensorFlow? Oh, TF.output. Missing return, indeed. Let's do nil at the end. This should print nothing. This just fails miserably. Could not finalize scope. Failed to add operation placeholder. Duplicate node in graph placeholder. Oh, so this is what the guy was saying about how you actually need to give apparently some ID. Node IDs. Because duplicate node. Yeah, okay, so well, we get the same error. That's good. So print 8 name.b name. So we can do that. Let's try. Println x.name, y.name. I don't know if that's a thing. X.name. So let's see the documentation. Type output. Index specifies, okay, operation, device name. So a name is a function, it is a method on this. So let's call it, and is this, oh, dot up. And let's see if this works. Cool, so no. The Go browse from fails because A and are both called placeholder. We conclude that the Go API does not automatically generate new names every time we invoke a function that defines an operation. This hurts. This is really bad. So how do you fix it? What do we have to learn? So every node in a graph must have a unique name. Every node is by its name. Is the name of the node the same? Yes or but not completely. Let's fix the duplicate name problem. Okay, so. Oh, really? With upname, you need to do that? So the Python API automatically creates a new name every time an operation is defined. Under the hood, the Python API invokes the C++ method with upname of the class scope. Here okay. So the method with updates a suffix. So what he's doing, subscope input. Interesting, but okay, so this code here is actually seems to be correct. What we're gonna add is on S, gonna create a subscope input. So that's, I should fix the problem. Let's see. Input placeholder, input place. Oh, interesting. So when you create subscope, it adds this input prefix, but if it already existed, it creates input _1. So that way you remove the need for that. Cool. And then we're able to print this input placeholder float shape unknown. Could not run mode. You must feed a value for placeholder tensor. Oh, okay. So yeah, so X and Y need to have a value. So so that's the part here, the part that we did not give anything. So run. So this should be tf.output. Actually, not new partial run, map. So that is a map of tf.output to tf.tensor, and we can say that the value for the placeholder x is going to be 1, and the value for y is going to be 2, and that will give the values for x and y. Can I use float64 as TensorFlow tensor? New tensor in 32. Okay, so we need to actually create those. That's kind of painful, to be honest. New tensor. Let's do 1.0. That's gonna be tensor x. Let's ignore the error for now. And tensor y is gonna be 2. So then we can do tx, ty, and run it again. And this time, could not run mode, expect arg0 to be a float, but double is provided. Who said that? Float, but double is provided. Oh, because we said float, so this should be float 32. Sure, why not? Okay, please come on, work. Okay, cool. I mean, this is not what we wanted, but we got this tree, and this tree is actually the result of adding the sum, which is x plus y. So we got the two tensors, 1 and 2, and then we added that. And so that's cool, and we're calling this over and over and over and over. That's why we're getting this. So we can remove the names now. Okay, so now the thing is that what we want to do is, rather than having x and y being two placeholders, well, they were placeholders, but we need to make them have the shape of all of these vectors. So all of the x are going to be under x, all of the y's are going to be under y. So these are going to be now vectors. And then we need to define also two variables, and m and c. And that's the part that I'm not sure we can do, because I don't see any variable. The same way we have a placeholder up for a value that will be fed. This operation will fail with an error if it is executed. It is intended as a way to represent a value that will always be fed. Okay. Placeholder now behaves the same as placeholder v2. Alright, so this is duplicated, so I'm not gonna even think about it. But yeah, but there's no variable. So that's the interesting part that maybe I'm gonna give it for the last time. Yeah, so the t.float, we fixed that. I mean, we could probably also do 64, to be honest. And then remove this. I feel like that will be a little bit better. And it might also work, maybe not. Let's see. Undefined float 64. Double. Because it's a double. It's a double of a float. So it's yeah, makes sense. All right, so yeah, that works. You can say double and then use float 64. I feel like that's more natural for Gophers. Cool. So I feel like I'm gonna stop it here, because this is not that easy anymore. But I'm gonna read the documentation and try to figure out whether we can actually add a variable, because the whole point of this is that we're gonna be giving the value and running, so computing the gradient given x, all of the x and y's and m and c, compute the gradient of the cost function, and then apply it. And that way change the current values of m and c. But at this point, it doesn't really show me how to create variables. And that's kind of important, because that is like the next step. Or here, you need to put a value there. So we'll see. I'm gonna read the documentation, and maybe I'll do one more during the weekend or something. Hope you enjoyed it. First time ever doing live streaming. So let me know what you think. Put some comments on Twitter or whatever, because I don't know if as soon as I stop the streaming, this will just disappear, this chat. But yeah, so feel free to send me messages on Twitter if you think this was good. Also, if you work in the TensorFlow team and you're trying to support Go, let me know if you need feedback, because I definitely do have feedback after trying to use it for like an hour. Anyway, I'm gonna go have some more tea. Have a good weekend. How do I stop this? Oh my god. Everything is so complicated. Okay, so now I should be able to stop streaming. Bye!